In the moonlit canyons and thundering plains, Apache shadows struck terror into Comanche hearts, lords of a vast empire. A bone charm whispers a curse of vengeance. How could Apache's cunning defy the mightiest riders of the West? Join Frontier Chronicles to unravel a war of extermination, where deception and defiance forged legends that still haunt the land. Hey folks, welcome to Frontier Chronicles, broadcasting from the sun-scorched plains and jagged mountains where Apache and Comanche clashed in a war so brutal it's called a fight of extermination, per S.C. Gwynn's Empire of the Summer Moon. I'm Jake Harlan, and today we're diving into why the Apache, a relentless terror, could threaten even the mighty Comanche, lords of a 240,000 square mile empire, per D. Brown's Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. By the late 1500s, Apache bands like the Lipan and Mescalero ruled the southern Great Plains, their raids a nightmare for Spanish settlers and native foes alike. A bloodied dagger will spark questions. Let's stalk the rise of Apache dread. In the 1500s, the eastern Apache dominated from Texas to New Mexico, blending buffalo hunting with semi-agrarian life, cornfields and villages thriving amid prime hunting grounds, per Gwynn. Their bands, including Jicarilla and Pharaones, mastered the rugged terrain, striking Spanish settlements like Taos with deadly precision, per historical records. When the Spanish arrived around 1600 with horses, guns, and armor, the Apache didn't bow, they raided, stealing hundreds of mustangs by the 1650s, per Brown. Mounted, they became specters of speed, hitting hard and vanishing into deserts, leaving death and stolen livestock behind, per ethnographic accounts. Their raids drove the 1680 Pueblo Revolt, scattering 1,000 Spanish horses that reshaped the plains. The Comanche, then outcasts pushed to the Rockies' edge, were weak, bullied by Apache and others, per Gwynn. But those stolen mustangs changed everything, birthing their horsemanship legend by 1700. Yet, the Apache's terror lingered. In 1710, a Spanish scout found a dagger near Santa Fe, its blade etched with Knight's Fawn. Uncovered in 1890, it was dismissed as a trade item, but Apache elders claimed it marked a vow, "We strike where shadows fall," per oral histories. Their raids, killing, looting, vanishing, made them a scourge even Comanche feared. Why could Apache challenge the rising Comanche? What did that dagger swear? Whose shadow haunted the plains? Hey folks, Jake Harlan back with Frontier Chronicles, broadcasting from the dust-choked plains where Apache and Comanche clashed in a war of extermination that scarred the land. Last time, we saw the Apache's reign of terror in the 1500s, ruling the southern Great Plains with lightning raids, stealing Spanish horses and driving the 1680 Pueblo Revolt, per S.C. Gwynn's Empire of the Summer Moon. Those mustangs birthed the Comanche's rise, but the Apache remained a deadly foe, striking from shadows, per D. Brown's Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Today, we trace Comanche's transformation into a mounted juggernaut and Apache's brutal defiance. A forgotten battlefield will spark questions. Let's charge into the clash. By the late 1600s, the Comanche, once outcasts pushed to the Rockies' edge by Apache and others, found salvation in the mustangs scattered during the Pueblo Revolt, per Gwynn. By 1700, they mastered horsemanship, breeding horses while others raided for them, per historical records. Their nomadic bands, unburdened by farms, roamed 400-mile ranges, hunting buffalo and striking foes with terrifying speed, per Brown. By the 1720s, they began pushing south, targeting Apache bands like the Lipan and Pharaones, whose semi-agrarian villages made them predictable targets, per ethnographic accounts. Comanche raids, often under the Comanche moon, killed, looted, and vanished, leaving Apache settlements in ruin, per Gwynn. Yet, the Apache were no easy prey. Bands like the Jicarilla and Mescalero used mountains and deserts as fortresses, launching night raids that gutted Comanche camps, per Brown. Their dismounted combat, ambushing from cliffs or canyons, countered Comanche cavalry, per historical records. In 1723, near the Arkansas River, Spanish scouts found a charred Apache village, littered with broken arrows and a stone etched with bloodshed. Uncovered in 1900, it was dismissed as a marker, but Apache elders claimed it marked a massacre where they struck back, per oral histories. A mescalero storyteller, Dark Wind, said, "The night hides our claws." How could Apache hold against Comanche's hooves? What did that stone mourn? Whose debt burned the plains? Hey folks, Jake Harlan back with Frontier Chronicles, broadcasting from the moonlit canyons and thundering plains where Apache and Comanche waged a war so brutal it reshaped the Great Plains. Last time, we traced Comanche's rise from outcasts to lords of Comancheria, their Mustang-driven raids crushing Apache villages by the 1720s, per S.C. Gwynn's Empire of the Summer Moon. Yet, the Apache, Lipan, Jicarilla, Mescalero, fought back, their night raids and mountain ambushes a terror even Comanche dreaded, per D. Brown's "Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee." Today, we pit Apache's shadowy tactics against Comanche's mounted fury. A hidden trap will spark questions. Let's stalk the battlefield. The Apache were masters of stealth and terrain. Unlike Comanche, who fought fully mounted, Apache warriors often dismounted, using cliffs, canyons, and deserts as natural fortresses, per Gwynn. Their night raids, timed under the cover of darkness, struck Comanche camps with surgical precision, killing warriors, stealing horses, and vanishing before dawn, per historical records. Bands like the Mescalero exploited rugged mountains, ambushing from high ground where Comanche cavalry faltered, per Brown. Their semi-agrarian lifestyle tied them to villages, but their mobility allowed hit-and-run attacks, targeting Comanche food stores and weakening their nomadic strength, per ethnographic accounts. Apache brutality, scalping, burning crops, matched Comanche ferocity, making them a relentless foe. Comanche, however, redefined warfare with horsemanship. By the 1720s, their riders could fire arrows under galloping mustangs' necks, hitting targets with deadly accuracy at full speed, per Gwynn. Raids under the Comanche moon struck Apache settlements, looting and killing in minutes, covering 400-mile ranges, per historical records. Their nomadic freedom made them unpredictable, unlike Apache's fixed villages, per Brown. In 1723, near the Canadian River, Ute scouts found a canyon littered with Comanche and Apache dead, a spiked pit trap marked with "Shadow's Claw." Uncovered in 1910, it was dismissed as a natural sinkhole, but Apache elders claimed it was a trap that bled Comanche, per oral histories. A Jicarilla elder, Night Stalker, said, "The earth fights for us." How did Apache's traps rival Comanche's speed? What did that pit conceal? Whose claws struck the night? Hey folks, Jake Harlan back with Frontier Chronicles, broadcasting from the blood-soaked sands and moonlit ridges where Apache cunning outwitted even the mighty Comanche. Last time, we saw Apache's night raids and canyon traps counter Comanche's thunderous cavalry, their shadow strikes a terror to the lords of Comancheria, per S.C. Gwynn's Empire of the Summer Moon. By the 1720s, Comanche hooves crushed Apache villages, but Apache resilience held firm, per D. Brown's "Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee." Today, we unravel the Apache's boldest gambit, luring Comanche into a trap at San Saba by manipulating the Spanish. A cryptic letter will spark questions. Let's stalk the deception. By the 1740s, Apache bands like the Lipan, driven from the plains by Comanche raids, faced a dire choice: retreat to mountains or fight smarter, per Gwynn. In 1749, they approached San Antonio's Spanish, offering peace after decades of raids that stole thousands of horses, per historical records. The Apache proposed a mission and presidio in their territory, claiming a desire to convert to Christianity, per Brown. The Spanish, desperate to halt Apache attacks and eyeing rumored gold, agreed. By 1757, Mission San Saba was built, led by Father Alonso Giraldo de Toreros and guarded by Don Diego Ortiz de Paria, per ethnographic accounts. But the Apache vanished, leaving the Spanish exposed in Comanche territory. The trap was set. Apache raiders, striking Comanche camps, left Spanish tools and shoes to frame their new allies, per Gwynn. In March 1758, under a full moon, Comanche warriors, over 2,000 strong, adorned with bison horns and death-painted faces, descended on San Saba, per historical records. They slaughtered 8 at the mission, including toreros, burning it to ashes, per Brown. The presidio held, but the Apache's ploy had drawn Comanche fury onto the Spanish, weakening both foes, per Gwin. In 1760, a Spanish scout found a tattered letter near San Saba, scrawled with "Serpent's Gambit." Uncovered in 1905, it was dismissed as a soldier's note, but Apache elders claimed it sealed their ruse, per oral histories. A Lipan elder, Silent Fong, whispered, "We weave war from shadows." How did Apache's deception shake Comanche's empire? What did that letter plan? Whose gambit burned San Saba? Hey folks, Jake Harlan here, closing out our saga with frontier chronicles from the scarred plains and shadowed peaks where Apache and Comanche fought a war of extermination that echoes through history. We've tracked their clash, Apache's night raids and San Saba deception against Comanche's thunderous cavalry and vast Comancheria, per S.C. Gwyn's empire of the summer moon. Apache cunning, ambushing from canyons, outwitting Spanish and Comanche alike, made them a terror to the mightiest, per D. Brown's "Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee." Today, we weigh their legacy, asking how Apache resilience challenged Comanche dominance. A cursed relic will haunt you, let's face the echoes of their war. The Apache's defiance defined them. By the 1720s, Comanche hooves crushed Apache villages, forcing bands like Lipan and Mescalero into mountains, yet Apache struck back with brutal raids, targeting Comanche camps under moonlight, per Gwin. Their 1758 San Saba gambit, luring Comanche to slaughter Spanish missionaries, bled both foes, per historical records. Even as Comanche allied with Spanish by 1785, massacring Lipan in 1790, Apache retreated but never broke, thriving in rugged deserts where horses faltered, per Brown. Their adaptability, blending agriculture, hunting, and guerrilla warfare, kept them a relentless threat, per ethnographic accounts. Comanche ruled the plains, but Apache's shadow lingered, striking from edges. This war's legacy is a testament to resilience. Comanche's 240,000 square mile empire fell to U.S. forces by 1875, while Apache bands resisted into the 1880s, per Brown. In 1790, near San Antonio, a Spanish priest found a bone charm, carved with "Knight's Vow." Uncovered in 1925, it was dismissed as ceremonial, but Apache elders claimed it bore a curse, "Our blood haunts the victors," per oral histories. In 2025, native scholars see Apache's survival as a lesson in defiance, per recent studies. Their war with Comanche, bloodier than Wounded Knee's scars, reshaped the plains. Who truly won, speed or shadow? What does that charm curse? Whose vow still haunts? Drop your thoughts below, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Frontier Chronicles.